Do you ever dread getting up and going to work? Do you sometimes wish that you didn't have to? In today's episode, we're going to talk about 3 choices that we can make to help change our perspective regarding work and our jobs. We believe that our life can begin to change when we are more intentional in our work and seeing it about serving the greater good. Welcome to Vida Bunda, a place where we talk about life change, about how to live intentionally so that we can give and live more abundantly. Let's get started. In 1966, a great fire destroyed much of London, and a famous architect named Christopher Wren was commissioned to rebuild St. Paul's Cathedral. The story is told that in 1671, Christopher Wren was walking along the worksite and he saw 3 people laying bricks. First was crouched down low and he said, "What are you doing?" And the guy said, "I'm a bricklayer. I'm just laying bricks to feed my family." He asked the second person, was a little bit higher up, "What are you doing?" And that guy said, "I am a builder. I'm building a wall." And then he asked the third person, who was a little bit higher and later became the leader of the group, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I am building a cathedral for the Almighty." Now there are different variations of the story. You can find them online, but I think we get the point. You see, it's all a matter of perspective. Are we doing our job just to pay the bills? Are we doing our job just to build something? Or are we doing something with a greater purpose? All big and beautiful buildings start by digging trenches. And you might see your work as just digging a trench. But you can shift that perspective and say, no, actually, I'm not just digging a trench. I am helping to build a beautiful building. So how does my work help other people? Am I seeing it as just something that pays the bills? Or am I seeing it as something that's actually making the world better? Regardless of what job you have, surely that job is doing something to help other people. Am I doing things just out of obligation? Or is my motivation gratitude? And let's take a moment to think about all those who don't have jobs but really would like to have one. Maybe you're in that situation, and even if you're going through that stage, and most of us have at some point, we can still come into it with motivation. We're out to do something good for the world. So the first choice we have to make is choosing why, our motivation. The second choice we have to make is choosing what. And this is like, what kinds of things are we going to do? Now you may or may not have a lot of choice in the matter, but this section is primarily for those of us that do have some choice in what we're going to be doing. And as we choose, we need to think about what is it that has the biggest results, the best output for our end goal. Regardless of your job, surely you're trying to do some kind of end result. And what is it that we can focus on? Which activity can we focus on that will lead us to that best result? Are there things that we're doing that maybe aren't really contributing to that end result? Are there things that maybe don't need to be done at all? Are there things that need to be done, but we don't necessarily have to be the ones to do them? Maybe somebody else on the team could do them. And are there things that we need to say no to or decline to participate in because they're not necessarily adding value or contributing to the end result, or there's somebody else that's better placed to do that? So that is the second choice, choosing the what. The third choice we have to make is choosing how. Now you might not be in a position where you can choose what you do, but every single one of us has the opportunity every single day to choose our attitude, to choose how we're going to do things. And by that I don't mean the methodology, but more the attitude. So are we going to choose to do things with some appropriate playfulness to make it more fun and more interesting? We can use our creativity to think about how to make other people around us laugh, whether that be coworkers or customers. Are we demonstrating joy in our work? And are we demonstrating gratitude? We are so thankful to actually have a job when so many people don't. So are we grateful for that, and is that gratitude exuding to others? Are we demonstrating generosity? Now, I know we have limitations about what we can be generous with, but every single one of us can be generous with our smiles, with customers, with coworkers, with bosses. Forbes has a great article on how happy employees are more productive employees. In fact, a study at the University of Oxford showed that happy employees are 13% more productive than non-happy employees in the workplace. So let's take some time to think about, in this coming week, those 3 choices that we have. The first one is why. Why are we doing the work that we're doing? What is the motivation? The second choice is what Are we doing the right things? Are we focusing on the right things that are actually going to lead to the best results? And the third choice is how. What kind of attitude are we bringing into our workplace? And is that exuding joy, making other people happy, sharing smiles generously to make other people's day better just because we're there? I look forward to seeing you with the next episode. And if you would like a guide to help you think through some of these questions, we have a free tool you can get. It's just a list of questions you can ask yourself to help you with this process, and you can fill in the blanks. And you can get it absolutely free by simply going to vidabunda.com and clicking on contact and asking for the tool about intentional work. That's vidabunda.com. Click on contact and send us a note requesting the free tool about intentional work. Thank you for joining us.